global business, Chinese President Xi Jinping visits the city of Tianjin, where he inspected the city's cultural preservation and disaster recovery efforts. New impetus. Today marks the beginning of the Spring Festival, and we check out dragon-themed consumption and take a closer look at the bustling New Year market. Angry farmers. European farmers staged two-day protest in Brussels against Ukrainian agriculture imports, economic decline, and rising living costs. Good evening from Beijing, and this is Global Business on CGTN. I'm Lulu. In the lead-up to the Spring Festival, Chinese President Xi Jinping has embarked on a two-day visit to Tianjin, inspecting the city's progress in cultural preservation and disaster recovery.
President Xi's journey began in Xinkou Town, Xiqing District, where he closely examined the recovery efforts post the devastating floods that hit the area. He visited the home of a local family and heard how their struggles were aided by government support for agricultural practices. In the heart of Tianjin, President Xi visited the ancient culture street and engaged with local shop owners, highlighting the importance of cultural heritage and cultural identity in China's modernization. Amid the lively drumbeats and vibrant dragon dances, President Xi was warmly greeted by enthusiastic crowds. He extended New Year greetings to people across China, noting the deep cultural significance of the Long in the upcoming Lunar New Year. During a meeting with Tianjin's municipal officials, President Xi recognized the city's progress and emphasized the need for continued high-quality development and greater regional integration within the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei area.
China has reiterated its resolve to enhance the overall business environment to instill confidence in the market entities. The State Council issued guidelines today to standardize and oversee the enforcement of business fines and to expedite the establishment of a unified national market. And additionally, the government has pledged to create a top-tier business environment that is market-oriented, legally sound, and internationally competitive. The International Monetary Fund projects that China's economic growth will reach 4.6% in 2024, marking an increase of 0.4 percentage point from its previous projections in October. The report emphasizes that decisive policy action, including accelerated restructuring in the property market, could enhance confidence and lead to a better-than-expected rebound in private investment. Well, the organization stated that China will be a major contributor to the global economy in 2024.
There are two factors behind it. The first is stronger than expected growth in 2023, which has a carryover and increases the growth in 2024. The second factor is fiscal policy support provided by the government. The government had put forward support of 1 trillion renminbi in the form of spending for disaster reconstruction as well as disaster prevention. So this is fiscal support that was provided. So these are the two factors why we increased our growth projection. So for this year, we just released the January World Economic Outlook, and we're projecting for this year for global growth to be 3.1%. And since we're forecasting China to grow above the global average, we continue to think that China will be a major contributor to global growth in 2024.
Well, in the Chinese calendar, today is known as Xiaonian, when people celebrate the beginning of the Spring Festival. It is also known as the Festival of the Kitchen God, the deity who oversees the moral character of each household. And on this day, people clean their homes and ask the kitchen god to intercede on their behalf when he speaks to the Emperor of Heaven. So people in northern China celebrate Xiaonian today, that is on the 23rd day of the 12th lunar month, while people in the southern China will celebrate it tomorrow, that is on the 24th day. With Spring Festival just around the corner, the Chinese capital Beijing has welcomed a series of exhibitions and fairs looking to tap into the holiday fever, once one visits the Beijing Workers' Stadium for a very special New Year treat.
A diverse range of goods prepared in time for the Spring Festival, packed by people in high spirits. Consumers shop around the booths, tasting unique treats as the New Year shopping exhibition fills Beijing Workers' Stadium with local specialties from all over the country.
Every weekend on Saturdays and Sundays, the number of visitors can reach more than 20,000 to 30,000 people. We can reach more than 10,000 to 20,000 people during weekdays from Monday to Friday.
From oysters to smoked bacon, there are over 300 booths stocked with tens of thousands of products, spanning not only food but also home furnishing, clothing, New Year products, holiday gifts, and other commodities.
Not only can people shop for the Spring Festival, they can also sample the local delicacies from all over the world. 15 countries from Belt and Road initiatives are also participating in the exhibition.
I like Russian honey. I said I'd try it again today. My preparations are almost ready as I start to prepare early. I bought all my fish and meat.
Basically, we buy fruits, nuts, and candies. I'm looking for things with local characteristics. Otherwise, we can just buy them online.
Beijing has organized a series of activities and events in more than 20 key business districts, helping online and offline businesses. With the most important festival of the year approaching, more and more people are opening up their wallets, making the festival atmosphere come alive. Wang Siwen, CGTN, Beijing.
The success of popular tourist destinations nationwide has translated online interest into increased offline visits. Ctrip's data reveals that various provinces' innovative marketing efforts have led to differing degrees of growth in tourism popularity, with the most substantial increase observed in Henan. Our reporter Aaron Liu spoke to a new media editor in Luoyang, Henan, to uncover the reasons behind this trend.
The scenic area featured in short videos is the palace area of Sui'an Town, Luoyang City. In 2024, from January 8th to 14th, the search popularity in Henan increased by about 50% compared to the same period last month. Zhou Yangfan, a local in Luoyang, is the one behind many of these viral videos. She feels very happy to be able to promote her hometown through short videos.
We have launched many Hanfu themed activities. Often, we can see some Hanfu ladies checking videos on Douyin. Many of these are planned and designed by us.
The video release and playback volume each account have increased month by month. Through all staff marketing efforts, the exposure of the scenic area on Douyin has increased from 80 million to 480 million times.
This is the subtitle. This is the special effect. Like this video now, the music and text has been added, so it can be exported. Making videos on a phone is very convenient. It only takes about 20 minutes because the hot topics are updated so quickly. We can post about 8 videos a day.
Since 2021, Sui'an Town, Luoyang City has initiated all staff marketing, from guides to performers. Everyone can pick up their phones and shoot their own view of Sui'an Town, Luoyang City.
What impressed me the most were the comments from netizens, admiring ladies who were wearing such thin clothes in the winter, showing great professionalism.
Around the historical and cultural IP of Sui'an Town, Luoyang City, the scenic area has created high-quality content, actively cultivated internet celebrities, and realized the interactive experience between online dissemination and offline check-in scenes.
Now, due to the development of the internet, the mobile terminal is very popular. Our serious planned activities or experiential products ultimately need to be quickly disseminated to tourists nationwide and worldwide through the mobile terminal. So we have put a lot of effort into the mobile terminal, including the planning, editing, and dissemination videos, as well as setting topics and the dissemination path.
Aaron Liu, CGTN, Luoyang.
As Harbin's tourism gains popularity, the integration of China's culture and tourism into the country's economic development has garnered global attention, and other cities, for instance Luoyang, are taking cues from Harbin's success to develop their own culturally rich tourism attractions. And now for more insights on China's tourism development, let us bring in Du Jiayi, a research fellow at the Shanghai University of International Business and Economics. Mr. Great to have you on the show. So first of all, what factors do you think mainly contributed to Harbin's remarkable tourism growth, and how can this serve as inspiration for other cities in terms of economic development?
Yes, Harbin's rise to nationwide fame resulted from its extraordinary efforts to attract and please tourists. The city's newfound fame has inspired tourism organizations nationwide to follow its suit. Market-oriented thinking and service awareness are the secret behind it. The promotion of tourism through social media platforms is the key. That's why we see more tourism department officials such as Luoyang, Chongqing, all cities they float to social media platforms to capture tourist attention. In order to attract tourists, these officials employ an array of tactics beyond the expected rebranding and upgrading of tourism resources and facilities. Additionally, warm support from local citizens has played a very crucial role. They are unwilling to see their hometowns go unnoticed. The approaching traditional Chinese New Year has likely fueled this heightened enthusiasm, as people are more eager to promote their hometowns during the festival season. What comes after attracting visitors to the site is even more crucial. Traffic is just the beginning. The real battleground for tourism department begins thereafter.
Well, Ms. Du, I guess the big question is Harbin wouldn't be just looking at one winter season, right? We need to look beyond that. So the question is, how can cities like Harbin transform its status as an international sensation into, let's say, a long-term catalyst for the city's development?
Yes, when we see our domestic consumption demands are shifting toward leisure travel, as well as spiritual and cultural enjoyment, more and more destinations realize that the essence of tourism project today is no longer just a showcase of the tourism resources, but to create a unique and wonderful experience for the visitors. Harbin serves a very good example of China driving economic development and stimulating consumption through internet thinking. With the shift in consumer demand, tourism consumption has shown a trend toward seeking uniqueness, relaxation, and unexpected surprise. Becoming the standout tourism attraction is not merely a stroke of luck just because of social media, but the result of meticulous planning and focused efforts. The promotion of culture and tourism needs the support of online traffic, yet it goes beyond the mere online presence. Ensure the longevity of popularity and maintaining the lasting appeal can only be achieved through the continuous improvement of services and the introduction of innovative culture and tourism products.
Great insights. Thank you very much, Ms. Du Jiayi, a research fellow at the Shanghai University of International Business and Economics for us. Well, China's leading online shopping platforms are capitalizing on the traditional high spending season as consumers gear up for the upcoming Spring Festival. Kuaishou, a popular short video platform, has witnessed a nearly twofold increase in orders in its e-retail platform during this year's Spring Festival spending season compared to the previous one. Now, similarly, on Douyin, that's Chinese version of TikTok, the daily sales of shelf scenario products have surged to almost double from a year ago. And there has also been a notable surge in demand for products themed around the mythical creature of China's dragon, or the Lun, which represents the zodiac sign of the upcoming Chinese New Year. And according to a report by JD.com's Consumption and Industry Development Research Institute, since January, Lun-themed products on JD.com span over 1,700 niche categories, with over 800 of them experiencing a remarkable 10-fold surge in transactions. That's compared to a year ago. And China's cross-border e-commerce as a new platform and model of foreign trade has seen robust growth in recent years. The Central Economic Work Conference has made it clear that more steps will be adopted to boost trade in this sector. CGTN Global Business has launched a new series, Surfing the E-commerce Wave. From local government supportive measures to Chinese shopping sites expansion in overseas markets, we explore the new growth opportunities and challenges of cross-border e-commerce. And now we take a look at China's logistics sector performance in the first 10 months of this year. Official data shows that the sector continued to stabilize since the fourth quarter of last year, despite of the easing trend in growth. The China Federation of Logistics and Purchasing says its logistics performance index came in at 52.7% in January. A reading that's above 50 indicates expansion, while below 50 indicates contraction. The sub-indices of business volume and new orders remained above 51% during the same period. The organization said that e-commerce logistics business is surging, boosted mostly by holiday travel and consumption demand. And China's Sichuan province, home of Chinese pandas, achieved a year-on-year increase of nearly 20% for its import and export, despite a slowdown in the country's foreign trade. Industry insiders said that this achievement was thanks to the city's policy and advanced logistics support. Our reporter Zhu Zhu has more.
We are now here at the Chengdu Bonded Logistics Center. In the first 9 months of last year, the import and export value of this center topped the rankings in Sichuan province with a year-on-year increase of over 6%. Well, what makes this center stand out?
我们这个项目呢，叫做天府新区成都片区保税物流中心 B 型。
Even in 2020, when the pandemic situation was at its worst in China, we achieved an import and export value of over 500 million yuan and were the only bonded logistics center that can export milk powder to mothers abroad.
This was thanks to one-on-one consulting provided by local government for companies exporting products via this center. This cooperation has largely shortened the procedure for customs clearance. Their location advantage is also obvious.
是我们也是2号仓库。
We can see that the highway behind us is towards the Tianfu International Airport. We can reach 2 international airports in Chengdu in around 30 minutes.
To further advance logistics services, many new robotic equipment has been introduced to increase packaging and storage efficiency. After the goods being sent here, they will be sorted into different genres based on where to be sent to. This robot can quickly grab products and sort them in different floors, which previously would cost many human labors.
项目的这个一个智能化的一个分拣线。
Our warehouse can sort goods up to 6,000 orders per day and only need 1 person in charge. These machines can work 24 hours all day long.
The Chengdu Municipal Bureau of Commerce also introduced an action plan to facilitate the internationalization of its traditional manufacturing industries, aiming to help over 5 industry belts go abroad. Zhu Zhu, CGTN, Chengdu in Sichuan Province.
And still to come here on Global Business. European farmers staged 2-day protest in Brussels against the Ukrainian agricultural imports, economic decline and rising costs.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global Business, only on CGTN.
Farmers from multiple European countries convened in Brussels, Belgium, to demonstrate against the influx of Ukrainian agricultural products, the economic downturn, decreased incomes, and rising costs. The EU had previously lowered duties on Ukrainian agricultural imports to assist Ukraine's export efforts during the Black Sea ports blockade resulting from the Russian-Ukraine conflict. However, the surge in Ukrainian products has adversely affected local agricultural prices, prompting farmers to express their opposition through protests in Wednesday and Thursday. And tens of thousands of passengers were grounded on Thursday as airport security staff across Germany staged a walkout. Over 1,100 flights were cancelled in over 11 airports, including Frankfurt, that's the country's busiest airport, and Berlin. Germany has been hit by a wave of strikes in recent weeks. Last week, train drivers staged a 5-day walkout. The Verdi Union has called on a public transport strike across the country for Friday, which will bring buses, trams, and underground services to a standstill. Trent Murray has more from Berlin.
Grounded and going nowhere. 25,000 airport staff have walked off the job across Germany, leaving airlines scrambling to accommodate passengers caught up in the travel chaos.
We got the news yesterday in Singapore that our connecting flight with Lufthansa has been cancelled. The Lufthansa chatbot didn't help, so we quickly booked pretty much the last 2 train seats for this morning.
The farmers are protesting, the trains are on strike, the airport personnel. There should be another solution. It can't go on like this. It can't.
I hope it works out. We want to go to San Francisco, and if we can't do it by plane, we'll take a taxi. Just joking.
The snap strike was announced with less than 48 hours notice. Unions playing hardball to help get their members a pay rise.
Because of staff shortages, there is the reasonable demand of €2.80 more per hour to make the job more attractive, but also to hear the concerns of the workers.
But airport managers have criticised the move, saying it's the travelling public which suffers most from the strike.
It is always everything that hurts our passengers hurts us. So we are not really keen on seeing that again. So we really hope for them to find an agreement and that they will have a new collective agreement very soon and our travelers can here fly with any disruptions.
Well, empty information desks, confused passengers and picket lines are all becoming familiar sights here in Germany as unions continue to join forces and strike in what they say is in response to crippling cost of living pressures. And the travelling public is being warned there's more pain yet to come. Just days after the longest rail strike in German history ended on Monday, on Friday, further action is promised, with more than 90,000 subway, bus and tram drivers walking off the job across 15 of the country's 16 states, piling yet more pressure on managers and even MPs to find a path forward to help get Germany moving again. Trent Murray, CGTN, Berlin.
U.S. regional banks experienced another wave of sell-offs on Thursday following New York Community Bancorp's report of heightened stress in its commercial real estate portfolio. The intense selling activity in banking shares has reignited concerns surrounding regional lenders. However, numerous analysts and investors have indicated that the issues at NYCB were largely distinctive, attributing them to its comparatively larger exposure to real estate as compared to its counterparts. And in 2023, significant progress occurred in the tech sector, particularly in AI and mixed reality. As a result, there is a growing curiosity about the key technology issues that will dominate the upcoming year. Mark New engaged with several prominent tech analysts to gather their perspectives and forecasts on this matter.
Infotech Research Group's Tech Trends 2024 report highlights how AI-driven business models will be one of the key trends to watch.
OpenAI selling us ChatGPT through a subscription model. And then you have Midjourney and other image-based AI generators where you can give it a text prompt and get it to make you an image. This year, we'll see all sorts of different examples of business models where AI is the main driver of the value that's being created.
For Constellation Research's Ray Wang, the most important trend is how companies improve the accuracy of their AI models.
A lot of organizations are going to get to a point where they realize they're going to get to 83% accuracy in their model. Now, 83% accuracy is great when we're doing a drive-through order, not a big deal. 83% accuracy in healthcare, oh, that's not going to happen. So we're going to figure out if we're going to run out of data or not have enough data to get to a level of precision that your stakeholders are going to trust. We're going to see data collectors emerge where people share data so that they can get to higher level precision.
But that ever-increasing appetite for data leads to the question, who will own it?
So your genomics, your browsing history, your DNA, the other things that you search for, your preferences, that is going to be yours. And if customers and companies try to access that, they need to actually, one, seek your permission, two, get a value exchange. You can volunteer it, you can get paid for it, you can do it on a one-time basis, you can do it on a recurring basis, but that has to start with having data as a property right for each individual.
Ingesting data to make AI smarter also leads to another key topic in the Tech Trends report, digital sovereignty. Last July, comedian Sarah Silverman, along with two other authors, filed a lawsuit against OpenAI and Microsoft, accusing them of using their copyrighted material to train AI models. In December, the New York Times sued those tech giants for similar reasons.
Basically, these AI companies said, hey, we scraped everything on the internet and used it to train our models, and now it can reproduce the work of many writers, artists, visual artists, musicians, maybe in some cases, and especially computer coders and programmers. So what we've seen is a lot of different lawsuits contending that copyright wasn't respected.
The Tech Trends report also highlights a sector that tech giant Apple has recently moved into with its Vision Pro headsets, spatial computing.
It's making AI an interface for interacting with technology and will give us knowledge or content much more easily than we would be able to get it by typing on our mouse and keyboard.
Also in 2023, autonomous vehicles ran into roadblocks in California when General Motors Cruise got its permit suspended after one of its driverless cars dragged a pedestrian. But Wong believes the technology will still make an impact.
The challenge really is it going to happen in the cities? And the short answer is maybe not. Where it might happen the most is long-haul routes. And we see long-haul routes with, Tesla Semi or any kind of trucks going from interstate highways. And we think that's actually going to be the future.
The Tech Trends report also brings up responsible AI, saying with respect to regulation, Europe is taking the lead. Wong also expects Europe to take the lead in creating a regulatory environment, while North America continues to push the limits on how data is captured and used. Mark New, CGTN, San Francisco.
And with that, we're coming to an end of this edition of Global Business. But before we go, let's leave you with pictures of people exploring the festival spirit as they celebrate the upcoming Spring Festival all across China. Let's just embrace the joy and happiness that surrounds us. I'm Lily Lu in Beijing. Thank you for tuning in.